Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. So there are two wrong understandings in our mind about karma, that there are some karma which are good and which are bad. Now, when Arjuna was earlier fighting the wars, that time it didn't come in his mind that I am doing the act of killing. Now in the present war, when he has to face the nears and dears, immediately he has started talking the language of philosophy. Ghore karmani mam kim niyojayasi first. Now the second mistake that we do, as if God is telling us to do something or the other. See, there are 2-3 views about this doership. The ultimate view is, there is nothing like doership. Like the absolute reality has nothing to do, because there is no sense of otherness and there is no sense of limitation. So in the absolute reality, no karma, good or bad, is possible. Therefore, no doership is possible. No kartutva abhiman. In prakriti, in the matter, like you keep the mango fruit on the table or on the ground, and slowly it starts ripening, it gets ripened, and you don't do anything. In due time it will get rotten. Don't do anything, it will ultimately get converted into the soil. Now, will we call this as karma? No. Because it is natural for the prakriti to have vikruti. Now be very attentive. When the age of the body is growing, it is natural. Do we have the ego that I am growing? I am putting lot of efforts to become elderly person? No. Even if you do nothing, you will become old. See the wonderful part of it. Now what happens? When I get identified with the modification of the matter, then I start feeling I am young, I am old. And this is valid only when you are in the waking state. Next time you dream, try to make this observation. Impossible. What observation? What is your age in that particular dream? Okay? Right from childhood we have been dreaming, isn't it? It has no meaning. So, when the modifications are in the prakriti, so the modification of the gross body is jara, mrityu, old age and death. Modification of the prana is ashana pipasa, hunger and thirst. Modification of the mind is shoka moha. Now you can do nothing about it. They are like that. There is no question of why it is like that. Get out of this cause and effect. Now the third thing. This ego. Can we attribute doership even to the ego? You can attribute if there is a reality called as ego. For example, a person is acting on the stage and he is performing the act of a terrorist, and he goes and kills another man on the same stage as an act of killing. Now in this, he has killed and the other man died. Now in this one, is he a real killer? He was just acting. It was not reaction. It was just an acting. So, even the ego cannot have the doership. See how important it is. And what is that? Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. In the second chapter we were told, do not become the cause of creating the result of karma. Karma phala. What is the cause of karma phala? Not karma. Then doership. And when you inquire, where is the doership? It is neither in the Paramatma, nor in the Prakriti, nor in the Jiva. And therefore, where is sin, where is merit? Where is heaven, where is hell? So, as long as we take this Jivatva as real, all this paraphernalia will keep on growing around you. And whole life, kurute ganga sagar gamanam vrata paripalanam athava danam jnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janmashatena. See? Unless you come to recognize yourself to be that immaculate, pure, absolute being, continue to remain in the relativity and continue to suffer. See, I was just talking to her. We all are conditioned, developed bonsais. See, a Gujarati child, right from childhood, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. Slowly, the Jai Shri Krishna becomes a part of his system. Then, like the followers of our Amma Achi, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. So when they meet each other, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. So Namah Shivaya means salutation. For the Gujarati child, Jai Shri Krishna means salutation. For the Western-minded people, hi. So when they say hi, they mean salutation. But a person who doesn't know this meaning associated with the hi, they will connect. Ye kya laga diya? Hi, hi. See? So all of us are nothing but a bundle of different conditionings. See, I was in some place and that place was where they used to kill the animals. And there were children of the butcher also there. This happened somewhere in Arunachal or somewhere it happened. Arunachal or somewhere. And among the Buddhist, probably it was in Tawang area somewhere I had gone. And they have taken one the bullock and started killing and killed, and the blood was being collected, everything. And the children were doing the things around, taking the blood in the bucket and doing all that thing and all that. So when I was observing all that, now tell me, will that child ever feel mad in his life? That killing an animal, taking the bird and collecting the different parts is a sin? No. Right from childhood, he is conditioned by that. See how important it is. So all of us are nothing but a conditioned bundle. And in that conditioning, I am body conditioning number 1. Conditioning number 2, I am the jiva, the soul who has entered in this body and get out of this body. And yet we don't know anything about it. And a third thing is struggle. For what? Liberation of I. I want peace. I want liberation. Now peace and liberation will be what from then? So if I am poor, What is the meaning of liberation for this person? Liberation from poverty. So now I am rich. Now I am ignorant. I want liberation. So what is the liberation? Liberation from ignorance. Then I am wise. But a wise person does not have I. See the beauty. Phala-vyapti doesn't take place. And that is why Jnana mana jaha ekahu nahi. Realization is that where there is no arrogance of realization, because I has disappeared. And this has to be deeply understood. Then you will understand where we all, under the disguise of Arjuna, go on thinking wrong. So, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. So, why do you engage me in this terrible karma? And mam niyojayasi. Nobody tells us to do anything. We do ourselves. So, all these points put together gives us data to work upon. Who is the doer? If you think you are doer, then you have got a different path. And what is that path? All the time take the book in the hand, add half level water, yes. Wash rice or add there, take half the quantity of dal, add into that, put little bit of haldi and salt, stir it, yes, then cover it, then wait till it is cooked and eat. So you put it and go to watch TV and all that. And the children are hungry. Mama, I'm hungry. Wait, beta, I have already put it, for cooking, even by looking at the book, authority. And after half an hour, 1 hour, nothing happens. Then the lady comes, what happened? See, I have done everything step by step. There was no mention in the book, ignite the stove. So I did not ignite the stove. This is what happens in our life. Therefore, let this knowledge become part and parcel of our understanding. And once you have clearly understood that our search is not liberation of I, but liberation from I. This is what our Bhagavad Gita is telling. Ultimately it will tell, Yasya nahankruto bhavaha. He who does not have the bhava, that I am the doer, and this is only bhavana. I am the doer. Yasya nahankruto bhavaha. And buddhi yasya na lipyate. And he whose mind is not gathering the impressions of success, the arrogance and happiness, and the impressions of guilt or frustration, such a person alone has liberation from I. See? Here, in the morning commentary we have studied, we have read it. When a person is awakened from the dream karma, the dream achievements, and the dreamer, all the three, are they inherited in the waking? No. So their pramanya, their authoritative existence disappears the moment dream disappears. In the same manner, in this waking life, all the achievements and failures, all the world around us, and all the miserable I and the happy I, all of them disappear the moment we are awakened to the Absolute. Now with this understanding, when you go ahead, you will see that these are only prakriya, and all our efforts and understanding should be only for this. That we are only cleaning the matter, that's it. But that is not all in life. So, nobody is engaging us to do anything. Neither God, nor us, nor Prakriti, and there is in fact no doership. So, having understood this basic principle of this karma, now Arjuna is telling in the second verse, Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyam. See here, Arjuna's words are worthy of noting. He says, Vyamishrena iva, as if, O Lord, you are talking a mixed up language. He doesn't say you are talking as if you are talking. So, Vyamishrene iva, Yadyapi vivikta abhidhayi Bhagavan. Although Bhagavan is never talking mixed up language, he is very clear in his expression. There is no ambiguity, there is no confusion. You know how the ambiguity, confusion happens? I'll tell you a small story. There was one young boy, and he had fallen in love with a girl. And his mother said, no more getting married to that girl. She doesn't belong to our community, she doesn't belong to our culture, she doesn't belong to our religion, and I don't want her. Now, this is how the cinema developed. So he was in tension. And then he was thinking whom to ask. He had a mama, his mother's brother. So he went to that mama. Mama, I got a problem. Yes, no problem is difficult. Let's go to some nice restaurant. You order the food and ask question, I'll reply. And then he started telling his problem. Mama starts. There is nothing wrong. If you want to get married, get married. Don't bother. I'll take care of your mother. I know how to handle her. She is my sister. Now this boy got very happy. And Mama, after eating something, again he says, look here, what you are telling me, this love for that girl, etc., it has no meaning. It is just a passing show, it has no meaning. All those people who think that they have got love, it is not a love. So don't get carried away, forget about it. So, now another doubt came. Third doubt, look here, am I married? No. What is the need to get married and suffer? Have you seen any married happy person? Why do you get married at all? Forget about it. Again one more doubt introduced. And then, no, but if you want to get married, there is nothing wrong. Because many people get married, majority get married. But you know, majority is of fools. And in this manner, he has finished his nice sumptuous meal and let's go. Now that boy entered with one doubt and left with half a dozen doubts. Here also Arjun said, Sir, you have told me so many things and I am getting more and more confused. So, Vyamishreneva iva. So, Vyamishrena mixed up, iva. Yadyapi, although vivikta abhidhyayi Bhagavan is never talking like this. Tathapi mama mandabuddhehe vyamishram iva bhagavad vakyam pratibhati. But it is because of my dull-wittedness that I am getting confused. I am not telling you are confusing me, but I am getting confused. See the beauty of his expression. Tena mama buddhi mohayasi iva. And because of this my dull-wittedness, I am getting more and more deluded, as if. So, mama buddhi vyamoha apanayanaaya hi pravruttaha tvam tu katham mohayasi ataha bravimi buddhim mohayasi iva me mama iti. So, Bhagavan, you have started to remove my doubt. Instead of removing the doubt, how come you are creating doubt in my mind? And therefore I am telling you that as if you are creating doubt or moha or delusion in my mind. And therefore I am telling mohayasi iva. Tvam tu bhinna kartrukayoho jnana karmanoho eka purusha anusthana asambhavam yadi manyase tatra evam sati tattayoho ekam buddhim karmava idam eva arjunasya yogyam buddhi shakti avasthana anurupam iti nishchita vada bruhi. How beautifully says, Tvam tu, O Lord, you bhinna kartrukayoho jnana karmanoho. So there are two types of people who are the one qualified for the path of inquiry, and the second one is qualified for the path of karma. So, bhinna kartrukayoho, the two types of doers, one is the following the path of knowledge, other is karma. Tayoho eka purusha anusthana asambhavam yadi manyase. And if you think that these two things cannot be simultaneously practiced by the same person at the same time, because karma is in the field of relativity and knowledge takes you out of relativity. So how can both the things will happen together? And this is what, if you see, yadi manyase tatra evam sati, in this being so, tayoho, between these two, ekam buddhim karmava. So tell me whether I should follow the path of inquiry or path of karma. So, ekam buddhim karmava idam eva arjunasya yogyam. This is suitable for Arjuna. In this way, buddhi shakti avastha anurupam nishchitya. You know what is my ability. So you decide now what is good for me. Whether I should follow the path of karma or I should follow the path of knowledge. Iti nishchitya vada bruhi, tell me. And then, yena jnanena karmanava. See, and by this path of knowledge that you are telling me, or the path of karma that you are telling me, yena jnanena karmanava, anyatarena shreyaha aham apnuyam prapnuyam. My idea is, it should lead to my absolute good. Now be very attentive. See, an ignorant person, what is the absolute good for him? Absolute good for him is to get out of this hold on relativity as real. That is the absolute good. Now for that, what is required? Qualification. And what is the qualification? Heart should become pure, clean, and in that pure and clean heart alone, tattva jigyasa, inquiry about the truth, is kindled. So here Arjuna's question is, yena shreyaha aham apnuyam. So what will be the shreyas for? It is something like this, the same example. What is the shreyas for a man with dysentery? Shreyas for him, his dysentery should stop. The one who goes to the doctor, Doctor Sahab, I got tremendous stomach problem. I don't know what I should do. Do meditation. Meditation I cannot do. First of all, remove the stomach problem. In the same manner, what is good for me? So, anyatarena shreyaha, kindly tell me that I shall do it. Yadihi, now again Bhagavan brings his principle. Yadihi karmanishthayam gunabhutam api jnanam bhagavata uktam syat tat katham tayoho ekam vada iti eka vishaya eva arjunasya shushrusha syat. See, had Bhagavan said the knowledge and the karma should go together, why will Arjuna ever ask a question about that between the two, knowledge or karma, tell me one? Meaning, Bhagavan has never said anywhere that jnana and karma can go together. And nahi bhagavata uktam anyatarat eva jnana karmanoho vakshami na cha na eva dvayam iti. And nor the Bhagavan has said that either I am going to tell one between the two or both of them. No. Then yena ubhaya prapti asambhavam atmanaha manyamanaha ekam eva prarthayet. And therefore Arjuna has asked, between the two, whichever is good for me, that you kindly tell me. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, this is very important topic. First, we live as body. When we live as body in this world, like when I live as a driver in this world, when I am driving the car, then the rules and regulation of that particular country regarding the driving should be honored by me. So simple. If I no more drive the car, is it obligatory on my part that I should know the rules and regulation? No, I don't want to drive the car. So when I cease to accept that I am the body and I have to live only at the body level, then the second graduation we have come. Then we start now living as jiva. Now when we start living as a jiva, then again the question comes, this jiva is the one who is doing dharma, adharma, papa, punya, janma, mrityu, going to hell and going to heaven. And you will see in this inquiry about this jiva, a question comes. When was the first sin done by me because of which I have become a jiva? There is no answer to this. See, karma produces the impressions, papa punya. Papa punya propels you into karma. Again karma produces the papa punya. Now question is, which is the first? Whether the impression on the mind are first, because of which the jiva is working, or the jiva is first. And how he can become jiva if there are no impressions? Then the question comes, whether I want liberation or I want liberation from I. Now these two options are there. Now when I want liberation, so what is that? I don't want to continue in this mortal world, then I want to go to the heavens. You know, there was one person, I went to his house for food in Uttar Pradesh, long time back. I think it is in early 70s or middle 70s. And when I went there, that person told me, Maharaj, along with food, you will get abuses also. I said, as long as I get food, it's fine. Abuses, I don't listen, so there is no problem. And we went to his house. He took me, his name is Agrawal, I don't know where is he now. That village also I don't remember, somewhere. In Uttar Pradesh, this was there. And we were climbing his first floor. And ground floor there was a medical shop. He was having some factory of some medicines, this Ayurvedic and all kinds of things. So we were climbing up. And when we went, his wife started, आज किस भिखारी को पकड़ के लाए? So he looked at me, started, it's okay. And we went and sat. He said, just keep quiet. I said, okay. I said, when you are so quietly eating, I love sweet. And food was brought and you unnecessarily gather all these useless people. Where from? In the whole town, you are the only person who gets such samples. Nobody gets in their houses. Where from you get? And I was sitting quiet because question of survival. And when we are taking food, then his son came. You have money to spend on these useless people. But when I want to buy a Maruti, you don't give me. So then he spoke to his son. He said, let me finish food, I'll talk to you. So we finished our food and he was waiting. And afterwards he said, look here, this is my conviction that whatever money I invest in punya karma like this, that alone will come with me when I leave this body and go into the other world. And I am a baniya, a business community. So I am investing this. As regards you are my son, you will get the property and the running factory, but you will not get 1 rupee bank balance free. You work and earn. All that I have earned, I am going to spend in this way, dharma. And by this dharma, I will accrue a lot of punya. And when I leave this world, I will be living happily. See? Then I is maintained intact. This is taking the jiva as real. Now the same ayah does the yoga abhyasa. And when the same ayah has done the yoga abhyasa, he starts controlling the powers of the nature. And then the different types of siddhis are manifesting. And then thereafter what? I am having more powers than you. So I versus you. You know why this thing has gone so deep in me? I'll tell you my few experiences. Once I was in Calcutta or somewhere, eastern part, maybe Jagannathpuri, I don't remember, somewhere. And after I finished my darshan and all that, sitting somewhere, and there were some Mahatmas there. And they were talking, and I was just listening. So one Mahatma said, he was, kind of a very Siddha Purusha type, having many powers. So he said, once there was such and such place, and there one Mahatma came with a trishul in his hand, and he came. And everybody was shattered because they knew he is a great Siddha Purusha and he can do unto anything instantaneously. Everybody stood. And this person told me, I was sitting like that. And he got angry because I did not get up. And then he came and sat in my lap. And then he did the Sayyama on Prithvi. When he done Sayyama on the Prithvi, he started becoming extremely heavy. In Bhagavad, if you remember, there is one story. Yashoda Maya was feeding Bhagwan Krishna, and he started becoming so heavy that she could not keep him anymore. So she put him down below that bullock cart, and went for work. And then he destroyed that Shaktasur. So when this Mahatma did this Sayyama with the Prithvi, he started becoming so heavy in his lap. And if he cannot be stopped, he will be killed, buried under there itself. So this Mahatma said, Maharaj, what I did? I did immediately Sayyama on space. Now the earth cannot influence the space. And as a result, his weight did not touch me. And when this happened, then he got up and he said, yes, you are a Mahapurusha. And he walked away from there. Now these all are true. Once you have the Sayyama, you can gather tremendous powers from nature. But the basic thing, what is the basic thing? I versus you. Still there. Until this I versus you continues, we are in the relativity. So what we have done in this path, we have sought liberation of I and not liberation from I. The same thing happens in the path of devotion. That, oh Lord, take me to the Saket, take me to the Golok. And there also, he is doing their job and I am like a, devotee. And that is why the stories come. When Bhagavan Narayana decided to take avatar of Lord Rama in the form of a human being, Nara, all the devatas had gone to do prarthana. Oh Lord, you take avatar, there is a problem on the earth, you have to come. God said, okay, I will do. But then you don't simply sit here, you also come. Okay, we'll also come. Then when I am going as a Nara, you come as a Vanara. Yes, sir. Now all the gods were again born because that duality is still maintained. Therefore, friends, this should go systematically in our understanding. Jiva, in relativity, there is no problem which has any permanent solution. This is what our Nachiketa said. Anyatra dharmad, anyatra adharmad. This is for the jiva. Anyatra asmat kruta krutad. This is for the prakriti. Anyatra bhutachya bhavyachya. This is for the concept of time. That which is beyond these three, that absolute reality I want to know. Yat tat pashyasi tadvada. Don't tell me the books. What is your experience that you speak? And there same Upanishad says, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam. This is what is the ultimate, what Bhagavad Gita is aiming at. Otherwise, we have to do karma, karma is everything, karma is everything. Don't get lost into that. The moment you are clear about this whole phenomena, then you will see that your life flows. Then life is lived through us. Then there is no arrogance or no guilt. Both arrogance and guilt are the children of the sense of doership. Now tell me, when our hair become white or they fall, that time we do not have the ego that I have fallen my hair or I have whitened my hair. No. But the other way around. When somebody is bald and keeps a wig on that and leaves, and thereafter a child is playing and pulls the wig, and before everybody Vishwarupa Darshan takes place, then he gets hurt. When he got bald naturally, there was no ego. But when I want to cover it up with a wig and somebody removes it or says one word about it, I get immediately hurt. Why? Because ego is born. See? So, our approach is straight away to the absolute truth. Neither the gross body nor the subtle body, but attacking the causal body. And when you attack the causal body, the ignorance of the self disappears. And for that, whatever we do is a spiritual practice. If we are holding only to the lower level of understanding. What is the lower level of understanding? But is it not, what is that? Shariram adyam khalu dharma sadhanam. You know, one place in somewhere one person has written, and my name is also there. So he came to show me. Swamiji, in this course I have mentioned this thing, and you will be teaching this thing, I will be teaching this thing. I said, all right. And he said, I have written, Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. I said, what is the madhyam? He said, this is what we are taught, Sharira madhyam. I said, no, it is Shariram adyam. No, he said, it may be then Sharira madhyam. Madhyam is medium. I said, no, don't change Sanskrit according to your convenience. So, body is everything because through body alone we can attain everything. Therefore, whole life spent only on body. See? Second thing, those who are following the pranayama, This all comes in the Bhagavan's commentary different places. Because of the breathing, life is. If the breathing goes out and doesn't come, we die. Therefore, prana is life. Kathopanishad told us, na pranena na apanena martyo jivati kaschana itarena tu jivanti yasmin etau upashritau. What is prana? Pharaohs will say, prana eva atma anyotaratma pranamaya. Then the third will get lost into this mind, fourth into this ego, the intellect, and in this manner slowly when you start discarding one by one, then even intellectually hold on to this. That we do not want liberation of I, but from I. All your thinking process will stand corrected. And once this liberation from I is attained, there is no question of achievement, failure, good or bad. There is no question whatsoever. Thereafter we understand what Bhagavan Sri Krishna says. Name parthasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. What is there for me to get in this world or to protect? Yet I keep on myself busy, just to time pass. That's it, nothing else. Once we take this basic principle, then karma yoga will become clear. So, prashnanurupam eva prativachanam Sri Bhagavan vacha. Now Bhagavan tells the correct answer according to the right question. Sri Bhagavan vacha. Lokesmin vividha nishtha. Pura prokta maya nagha. Jnana yogena sankhyanam. Karma yogena yoginam. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Bhagavan said. Now this translation, normally what we say, Bhagavan said, Arjuna said, we have to bring the import of this statement. Once for all we will bring it out here. Sri Bhagavan Vacha means what? It is not the past tense that we are translating. Bhagavan being eternal, his statement has the strength of eternity. This is not an ordinary statement made by a mortal which will change according to one's own whims and fancy. No, this is the eternal statement, first. Second thing, it is not addressed to a person in a particular situation for solving a particular problem. But this is an eternal problem faced by the human beings, and that eternal problem is solved by this eternal statement of the Lord. And therefore, it has the validity of the Vedas. This is what is made. Bhagavan himself will tell. So, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, what he said? Lokesmin asmin loke Shastra Anusthana Adhikrutanam Traivarnikanam Dvividha Dviprakara Nishtha Sthiti Anustheyata Anustheyatatparyam Pura Purvam Sargadau Praja Sruštva Attasam Abhyudayani Nishreyasa Prapti Sadhanani Vedartha Sampradayam Avishkurvata Prokta Maya Sarvajnena Ishvarena He Anagha He Apapa. Now, in this world, Shastra Anusthana Adhikrutanam Traivarnikanam. Now, here the topic becomes little sensitive. There are 4 Varnas: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Out of the 4, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, these 3 are called as Dvija. Dvija means born twice. And everybody is by birth Shudra. Janmana Jayate Shudraha. What is a Shudra? Shudra is the one who is uncultured, and he who has not developed the faculty of something higher disciplined existence. And as a result, he has nothing in this world except complaining and crying. In Brahma Sutra, Bhagavan Shankaracharya and Bhagavan Veda Vyasa also gives the definition of Shudra. This is the definition. Shudra means what? Who is constantly complaining and crying. They are called Shudra. So, with this definition, who are the Shudras? All government servants are Shudra. They do nothing and constantly complaining about this or that. We want more salary and we want more this allowance and we want more dearness allowance. As regard work is concerned, don't ask us. Similarly, all these so-called trade union people, they are also the Shudra, and therefore they become united. Wise people are never forming a group. Only the fools become united. Wise people are always independent. So, Shastra Anushthana Adhikritanam Traivarnikanam. So these are three varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Now how they become Dvija? When they perform the Yajñopavita. When they have performed this Yajñopavita, then they are called as Dvija, twice born. Dvividha, Dviprakara, Nishtha Sthiti, Anushtheya Tatparyam. So there are two types of living practices that Purvam Sargadau, before the creation, Sargadau Praja Srishtva, having created this world, Tasam Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Prapti Sadhanam. For the well-being of these three types of people in this world and hereafter. Well-being in this world is called as Abhyudaya, and the well-being hereafter is called as Nishreyasa. So Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Praptyartha Prapti Sadhanam. For the attainment of both the good here and hereafter, Vedartha Sampradaya Avishkurvata, by establishing and propounding the Vedartha Sampradaya as told by the Vedas, Maya Prokta, Maya, my me. Who is this me? Maya Sarvadnena Ishvarena. Dekho, here Bhagavan Shankaracharya very clearly brings out that do not take Bhagavan Sri Krishna as a mortal. So Maya Ishvarena Prokta and Anagha. Anagha means apap. Now here also this one word has to be again systematically understood. See, what is the meaning of papa? Papa is to be understood in different context, in a different manner. Today I will give you as much possible on this one word, papa. Then subsequently so many times this word will come, then you try to understand. See, apapa means the one who does not have any papa. The word used is anagha. Agha means what? Bhogam vina na hanti iti agham. Gha dhatu is used for, see, like in hana. Hana dhatu is meant for destruction. So, hana, so anagha, the one which cannot be destroyed. So, there are two types of karma phalas. One is that which cannot be destroyed, you have to accept it and go through. Second is, you have the option. For example, now through example you will understand it better. I have done some very good work. And then I thought, let me do some more work, good work. And then government of India has recognized by mistake that such and such person has done a great work. Good. Then Padma Bhushan is being given. So I was very busy with I told my friend, hey, Mr. Verma, you go and get it on my behalf. Okay, sir. Vermaji went and collected that medal with great honor all that. He came back. Swamiji told me this year. Very good, very good. Then after some time, this is just an example. Huh? Then after some time, the same people discovered that I have done a multi-crore scam. Money misappropriation. Then the same government sent another letter of arrest. You have done such and such scam, therefore you are arrested. Again I say, Varmaji, I am busy. Please get arrested on my behalf, and if they hang, get hanged. For the first time, when I have done some good work, I can have the freedom to disown the award for a good work. When I have done something bad, then I have no freedom to disown that. This is the meaning of papa, anagha, he who is nishpapa. Now second meaning. This becomes meaningful only if you are a doer. See? If you do not accept the doership, neither you create punya, the merit, nor you create the sin, the papa. So who is the real anagha? He who does not have the sense of doership. So why Bhagavan is telling Arjuna here anagha? Because Arjuna is innocently asking this question. You see his words, Vyamishrena iva vakyena. So Arjuna is telling, sir, you are telling me all right, but I am not understanding manna buddhi. So Bhagavan says, my dear sweet stupid, listen. So, hey anagha, and such a simple straightforward person alone can understand. See, there are some people, by default, they can ask 297 questions immediately. One after another. Such people I am extremely afraid. I keep them at a distance. The moment comes, run away. They'll go on asking question. There is no end to that. One day, one lady came and asked me so many questions, one after another. I was keeping quiet. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Then I got up and I was going, Swamiji, where are you going? Where are you going? I said, you finish your all questions, I'll go for a walk and come and then talk to you. Why you are not listening to me? I said, am I obliged to listen to your questions or what? I will not listen. But I want reply. I said, you may want reply. Who cares? See? But then where will I go with these questions? I keep them with you. Listen. By asking questions, you don't get the answers. Answers you have to discover within yourself. Similarly, anagha. If you go deeper and deeper in your personality, you will discover different meanings of this word papa. Sin. Now the third level. Anyatha santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena nakrutam papam chorena atma apahana. We are essentially Satchidananda Parabrahma Paramatma. Forgetting that, we recognize ourselves to be the jiva or the body. Is it not the highest sin? See? What we are not, that we pretend to be, is the highest sin. And therefore, this one word gives us the whole scheme of spiritual practice. So, hey anagha, asmin loke dviprakara nishtha pura maya prokta maya ishvarena sarvajnena he anagha he nishpapa arjuna. Now further. Tatra kasa dvividha nishtha iti aha. Now which are those two types of nishtha? This is said. Jnana yogena jnanam eva yogaha tena sankhyanam atma anatma vishaya viveka jnanavatam brahmacharya shramat eva kruta sannyasanam vedanta vijnana sunischitarthanam paramahamsa parivrajakanam brahmani eva avasthitanam nishtha prokta. See, one word gives you a different shade of the depth. First, I have told two types of nishtha. First, jnana yogena. Jnana yogena, knowledge itself is yoga. So, who are those? They are Sankhya. And what is the Sankhya? Atma, Anatma, Vishaya, Viveka, Jnanavatam. Those who have got a very clear understanding about what is the self and what is the not self. Now, it is very easier for us to understand that the bricks and the walls and the furniture is not me. When it starts coming from the body, out of courtesy we may say, yes, the body is seen by me, therefore how can I be the body? It is a knowledge, it is the object of knowledge, it is modifying, it is destroyed, but I am not, therefore I am not the body. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Very good. It's possible. We may accept it. But real challenge comes when? When the ego, the jiva comes. Jiva is also anatma. Jiva is not atma. Because with every experience, a trio is born. Experienced, experiencer and experiencer. And a chain of the experiencers put together with the thread of continuous conscious existence creates an illusion of a personality. See, when we talk about ourselves, what do we talk? We start talking, I was here, I was there, I had done this thing, I had not done this thing, and all that blah 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 comes, and when we come in the absolute present, we stop. Because after reaching the present, there is nothing to talk about. Then what we have been talking about? Our past, which has no existence. And that non-existing thing is being carried away on our head as the load of memory. So existence carrying the load of memory is called as ego. It has no existence. See? And therefore, even this ego also is anatma. So the world is anatma vastu, not the self. The panchakosha is also not the self. The jiva is also not the self. In this manner, atma, anatma, vishaya, viveka, jnanavatam, those who have got this clear, perfect understanding, then brahmacharya ashramat eva, directly from the first stage of life, brahmacharya ashram, kruta sannyasanam, they have taken the path of renunciation. Then vedanta vijnana sunischitarthanam. This is another very important word. Vedanta vijnana sunischitartha. What is the meaning of I as established by the authority of the scriptures? Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan uses this word I many times. Sometimes he says that, hey Arjun, you are my dear, I love you. That time Arjuna, Krishna has a different meaning of I. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishul hokeshu kinchana, that time the meaning of I is different. And when the same Sri Krishna says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina masthani sarvabhutani nachaham tishvavastitaha, there the meaning of I has a different shade. In this manner, he who has clearly and distinctly understood the meaning of the usage of the word I, and then thereafter have come to a conclusion, the meaning of the self is only the absolute self and not the relative self. That is what is called as Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthanam. Now once this becomes clear, now see how it is. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthanam, to explain this I am giving you this example. Like I have no doubt that in the hand I am. I have no doubt that in my beard I am. I have no doubt that in the head I am. And whenever I use my hand to hold my beard, is it an act of compassion? Or when I use my own hand to touch my head or touch my cheek in public, is it an act of disrespect? No. Why? Because the toucher and the touched, both of them are one and the same reality. See? And when we are established in this knowledge, Brahmatmaikya Bodha, there is but one consciousness which is functioning as a speech from this expression and which is functioning as a hearing ability from those expressions. That consciousness is but one. He who is abiding in this consciousness, for him there cannot be any sense of doing favor to somebody or doing harm to somebody. This is meant by this word Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthanam. Therefore, friends, it is extremely necessary for us never take a stand that you are other than Parabrahma Paramatma. In Yoga Vasishta Bhagavan tells Bhagavan Ramachandra, Hey Ram, it is only by the strength of practice that you have started living as body. So, by the strength of practice alone, you can start living as the reality. And this will undo all what we have been doing earlier. And this is what is called as the real spiritual practice. Otherwise, all the time, I'm sorry, I should not have done. Don't do that. When the moment you carry the load of your past, you are destroyed. We have to live every moment to moment, be very attentive. What is ego? Right from childhood up to here, whatever I have done, that I claim I have done or I have not done. As a result, an individuality is born. Then I am a successful or a miserable person. If successful, happy. If not successful, miserable. As if this much of load is not enough. What we do? We extend in the earlier lives. Aneka janma. So many lives. As a jiva, I have gone from this yoni to that yoni to this yoni to that yoni. Oh Lord, now I am tired of taking many births. So take me to the heavens. And do what? Afterward throw me back again. So what we are doing, this ego of the present life, when it is added upon, like back forward, like in your accounts, it is back forward, added upon the total past of the earlier existence, and Arek Punyatma, Papatma is created. And this Punyatma, Papatma, he has to do Punya Karma to go to heaven, or he will go to hell. And we start living as Jiva. This is out of sheer practice. Now one step further. Now be very attentive. If you catch, it's a question of a knack, friends. Like when you swim. In swimming, there is no science. It's a knack. And once you get that knack, you never forget swimming. Similarly, when you ride on a bicycle, once you learn the balancing on a bicycle, then you will never forget it. No, I have not been sitting on a bicycle for so many years, maybe I have forgotten. You cannot. Because it is an experience, it is not a knowledge. In the same manner, to convert this knowledge and experience, now come to this way. See, when we are told on the seat of meditation, be Mr. Nobody, means what? We refuse to accept all that has happened in our past as real, existing, and we have any association with that. Result is, we are in the absolute present. Then after having come in the absolute present, we refuse to go in the future. No planning about what we are going to do after meditation. So what we have done? We have blocked the future. That present, which does not have the past, which does not have the future, is the presence. That presence is the consciousness. Now see, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthanam. Therefore, never carry any load of any kind, good or bad. Anybody asks you any question about the past, brush it away. Don't give yourself any importance. Or if somebody tells me, how are you and what you have been doing, sit down. And then we start, I got up in the morning and then again I slept, and again I got up and again I slept. Now further what you did? No, let me finish. This happened 17 times. So are you going to repeat it? Yes. Don't. And when you stop bringing your even yesterday's past in today, then you are really a sincere spiritual seeker. Because in the absolute today, there is only the truth. Therefore, friends, please remember all spiritual practice that you and me are doing, always remember, remain only in the present. And when you remain only in the present, you are one with the reality. And when you are one with the reality, there are no thoughts. That thought-free knowledge is consciousness. And sunishchitartha, get firmly established in this understanding. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha. So Vedanta doesn't talk that you are a body relative person. Vedanta doesn't say that you are a jiva. No. The jiva, is something like this. When we have to deduct something, we don't know the answer. So what we do? Suppose the rate of the mangoes per kilo is X. And then we calculate. And then we come to a conclusion. And in reply, what do we write? Therefore, the rate of the mangoes is X. Do you think you will get any marks? You have to give the value of X. In the same manner, we take this jiva as Mr. X. And when you deduct the value of this jiva, you come to discover that there is nothing like jiva. Ayam aham kuto bhavati chinvataha ai patatyaham nire vicharanam. Disappearance of the ego is the discovery of the truth. This is the meaning of Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthanam. Thereafter, Paramahamsa Parivrajakaanam. Now, who is Paramahamsa Parivrajaka? The one who is not holding on to anything in this world is Paramahamsa. The one who is not holding on to anything in this world and keeps on moving. Charaiveti, charaiveti. You know what happens? Suppose you are going somewhere and you are some cloth, you are what you call this kapada upar ka, that one or angavastra or lungi gets stuck up to some thorn or something, and you go ahead. What will happen? It will pull you back, is it not? In the same manner, instead of remaining in the present, all our threads of thoughts are stuck up in the past. Every time we are going ahead, we are being pulled. Papoham, papakarmaham, papoham, papakarmaham. I have done this thing, I have done that thing. All our doing itself is a big bondage. Therefore, even to do meditation is a sin. See? In Avadhut Gita, in the last chapter, opens with this. O Lord, I have committed 3 sins. Sin number 1, I went from one place to another place in search of you. Thereby I have denied your omnipresence. O Lord, I have done second sin, that I have praised you in beautiful words, knowing very well you are beyond words. And O Lord, I have done meditation on you, knowing well you are none other than me, and yet I was meditating. For these 3 sins, please forgive me. See the beauty. Therefore, Paramahamsa Parivrajkanam Brahmani eva avasthitanam. And in this manner, abiding in this infinite absolute being, it is for them, this Jnana Nishtha Prokta, it is meant for them. It is meant for them is what? They are already there, why they need? No, what is meant is, those who are following this path, they will be qualified for the Jnana Nishtha. Now see, in all these things, there is no crack going on anywhere. But what about, our duty towards our parents, our children? Go and then lagao jhadu. Nothing can help you. So those who have got the courage and the guts to get out of the relativity, to them alone this path of knowledge is. And those who want to continue in the relativity, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, for them dharma, adharma, papa, punya, this dana, that dana, and keep on doing and suffering in life. And one day people are waiting for us to die and we don't cooperate with them. Therefore, get out of this relativity and come to discover this absolute. The further thing we will take about Karma Yoga in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.